And we got the safety car. Safety car in play now.
Oh,
Perfect time for him to make the comeback. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday morning. If you can't tell, I don't know when you picked up the stream. We're both watching the
woo!
F1 race, so we'll be sweating that out just from a fandom perspective while we're dropping the best bets. And we got a huge slate today, so we're going to start it off with the MLB. Then we'll touch on Manchester United versus Arsenal. Then we'll get into the MLS, and we'll wrap up the show with LSU versus Florida State. So we got four different segments to be coming at you live, all powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be hopping into their DMs because today is the last Sunday without the NFL, and we get to add NFL to the mix on Thursday with all this glorious college football action we had yesterday. We're live on Twitter. We appreciate everyone who's tapped in there. The link is up in the title. If you want to be jumped in with Akbar, Richard, and the rest of the crew, dropping your best bets, letting us know what's up. The Union won again yesterday, so it's a good day. UTSA is the only team that I'm pissed at because they're hungry, but I guess they got full in triple overtime and didn't want to win outright. But Sosa, how you doing today?
Oh man, doing a lot better actually. Allergies aren't whooping my ass quite as bad. Great day yesterday in college football. Hit a parlay. My three straight plays that I dropped that they all hit. So yeah, pretty simple day yesterday. Lots of overs, lots of points, everything that was expected. My Notre Dame Fighting Irish kept it close.
Whew,
Fought all
boy,
night.
did they ever.
Fought all night, but we ran out of gas at the end and lost the trench war at the end. Um, I cannot say anything bad about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team. What I saw from them last night was not expected. I did not think the defense was going to be that physical, was going to be that good. Obviously, Jackson Smith and the Jigba getting hurt, that had some impact on what they could do, I guess. But when people talk about these receivers and how good they are and how they're all first round picks, and I cannot say anything negative about this Notre Dame defense. Other situations, Georgia and Alabama aren't going to lose to anyone if you
Other
believe that
than
they're
each
going to
other,
lose.
probably.
Yeah, they're on a one way ticket straight to each other in the SEC championship. They're not going to lose. Those defenses are just grown ass men, bro.
Yeah, yesterday on
And I
paid
know
for
they're
play.
playing. Yeah, it's not a. They're just they're just on a different level. Maybe when
Yes, sir.
Miami can just freely pay people, it'll be a little bit easier. Um, but yeah, that's my major takeaways from yesterday. I can't
Yeah, shout
really.
out to Goose, Man Flex, the Rutgers Bull Ring. Outright. Dogs wins plus nine and a
Yes,
half.
sir.
And he
Shout
told
out
you
shout out to
if you
the real point god.
he was telling you to bet the coughing kicks, man. I was at the bar. I would have went 2 and 3 on Goose's logic for the ones I did see. He coughing kicked them 2 out of 3 times and drew the huge penalty as well to set up the dub. But yesterday to jump back to Notre Dame, they were getting a little bit disrespected on paid for play yesterday. But the main point I said is their offensive line is animals, and their defense is going to be competitive. It was just surprisingly with the speed, they just completely neutralized it, and Buckner did enough to slow it down, control the pace of play, and went up and walked down the field at one time. Other than that, didn't look too great. Threw his body out there and was getting destroyed on some QB run. So don't know how much longer he's going to be doing that. But yeah, Georgia,
I'll
Jalen
go.
Carter.
I'll, I'll
If
go
you've
as far
never
as
heard of him, filthy before.
I'll go as far as to say this too. No team will hold Notre Dame or Ohio State to 21 points defensively at all for the rest of the year. That is the best defensive performance you're going to see against that Ohio State team all year. There is not a team in the Big Ten that can hold them 21 points or under. Not a chance whatsoever. And if you think so, I wait and watch these next 11 games play out because they're going to beat the dog shit out of the Big Ten.
Gotta go back to what Akbar said. Potential game of the season we already had yesterday. If that was just you love college football if you're watching App State versus UNC. Didn't miss a single minute of that game. Just zero
124
defense.
points. Unbelievable.
And then
Just insane and
shout out to
insane.
anyone who watched Iowa versus South Dakota State yesterday. You actually watched a rugby game where it was a field goal, 2 safeties, and another field goal in the entire game.
Yeah,
Those
I
2 games
didn't
were
watch
going on simultaneously, 124 total points to 10.
Shout out to Iowa. That shit was 5-3, 2 safeties. What the fuck, man?
No,
What a
7-3.
terrible
2
football game.
safeties, a field. Yeah, man.
What a
That's
horrendous
rugby. That was
football
actually
game.
rugby.
Word. Like that shit was horrendous, bro. I was wow.
But let's get into. I mean, there's so many more games that we could talk about yesterday that went on. Florida made me eat my words. Anthony Richardson made me eat my words. So I guess that's the last
He's the
thing I'll
truth.
go.
He's
I
the
had the
truth.
Florida team total under, so I didn't technically lose last night, but it's not looking too hot if he's going to be playing like that.
Well,
As simple as that.
See, I wasn't obviously on the show yesterday, but I think that Utah's grossly overrated. I think that a lot of steam came in on them after they lost a bowl game to Ohio State. But if you really watch the bowl game, the defense didn't play well. And then people are going to say that, well, Ohio State had pro receivers. But the defense is not that good. And they're still and Florida is still a SEC school. Like there is such an insane talent disparity, even in the mid-tier teams of the SEC, that it's not
Bad
even
day for the Pac-12.
yeah, it's not even comparable. I mean, this is a top 6, unanimous top 6 school. Some people thought they were better than that.
Yep.
Their quarterback played well in a road environment, and they still lost the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, in the framework of an entire football game, like some luck has to happen. Like him throwing, like the pick at the end was, I would say, was a bad throw. But at the end of the day, you have to live with that because
that was just a great game one.
Play.
I mean, yeah, from a betting perspective, it sucks, but that's a tough environment to go down to for the first game for Utah. Sucks they couldn't pull out the dub, but yeah, you'll see how they bounce back and roll from there.
I still think Kentucky's better. I think Tennessee's going to be better than them in the SEC East this year. Those are just my thoughts. Obviously, I'm a huge Josh Heupel fanboy. Everyone knows that. I can't even say anything. Like everyone hates the guy. I think he's probably the only person that me and JD have ever disagreed on.
Botas is done.
Yeah, I'm looking right now too.
All right,
but
let's get to the MLB because we got a jam-packed slate for people today.
Straight to the major.
Easy. First play, right out of the way. Brubacher Day. Jays first 5, team total over 2.5 plus 105. Where you go for play number 2?
Straight to the Baltimore Orioles versus the Oakland A's. Baltimore Orioles team total over 4.5. Listen, the AL East is up for grabs. Whether y'all didn't want to listen to me 2 weeks ago, Yankees are only 4 games up with a ton of games left against the teams in the division. So if y'all want to see a great race, the race for the AL East at the very end of the year is going to be insane. Yankees might not even win the fucking division.
Yep.
I've been saying that, though, for the last 3 weeks, and people are looking at me crazy. Oh, it's happening right before our eyes. Baltimore Orioles team total over 4.5, minus 106. They're the better team. They beat bad teams. They play against teams that are inferior to them. They go out and show up. That's what they've shown since they've gotten to Oakland. And like I said, the AL East is playing well, except for the Yankees. So that's my first play out the gate. My second play is in the –
that would be epic. I would tune into the radio every single day just to hear this. But where are you going with play number 2? We'll get into more of the stats now with behind the plays.
The second play I'm on is in the Kansas City Royals Detroit Tigers game. We're going to go the Kansas City Royals on the money line at even money. Plus 100. There's 2 bad teams. I trust the Kansas City offense. I think that they're going to be able to get to Manning to some extent, and I like their style of hitting matches up against his style of pitching. So I like Kansas City in this one. I'm not taking them first 5 anymore because they've tricked off 3 first 5s in the bottom of the 5th the last 3 times we've bet them in the first 5. So I'm not really feeling that angle whatsoever. But I do like them to win the game. I do like them to be up at the end of the game.
And let's see if the bats stay hot there. Put up a 12-piece yesterday.
And yeah, that's really all I'm really loving.
I was expecting you to be on the over 8 in Minnesota and the White Sox. So you got Giolito and Bundy. Surprised that it's all the way set down there because Bundy 5.66 road ERA, Giolito 6.86 home ERA, and Giolito over his last 3 starts 7.98. That's a fishy number. But the strangest stat that I saw out there is whenever Dylan Bundy's teams play the White Sox, his team's career is 8-0 in the starts. He's 6-0 personally. Wildest thing I've ever seen there. Bundy just owns the White Sox for some reason.
Bundy does own them, and it's only a 2-game lead for Cleveland over the White Sox. The White Sox are now second in the division. Obviously, Minnesota's lineup without Buxton is ill. So I like the play. I just I'm staying away from it.
It's not official from my end, but
I feel like it could just go either way. Like you said, Bundy's performed really well. Chicago's playing well right now. It's a clash of two things that are a clash of opposites at the moment. So just a little tentative on it, to be totally honest. Other than that,
snapped the losing streak today, Sosa.
Whom?
The Guardians. Do you think they snapped the losing streak? They're facing Kirby, which is a tough task because he has been cooking.
Staying away from it. These are two teams that I've really, really liked. They've won us some money throughout the season, but both teams are really, really trying to get it done, and it's one of those where it could go either way. Both teams are obviously still fighting for the playoffs.
Dude, so Kirby has 107 Ks this season, 102 innings pitched, last 3 starts, 21 Ks, and 17 2/3 innings. He's just been he gets touched up a little bit. He'll give up 1 or 2 runs here, but man, it's been under the radar this season, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't have anything else because I got the full soccer slates and the college football game tonight. So I kept it simple with the fade Brubacher day.
Yes, sir. And yeah, that's it for baseball. I'm not really trying to dig too much. Probably have something for tonight's game during like Sunday night spaces or something, but not really inclined to bet too much in baseball. We got other stuff we could look at and other things we could put our money on. You know me. Right. And once football starts, baseball gets very little of my time.
Yeah. Speaking of football, what are you betting in United versus Arsenal? Oh, see how I did there?
Both teams to lose.
Let's say Arsenal's putting up their unbeaten streak, 5 straight dubs. United looks like maybe they've turned a corner when you've had 2 clean sheets in your back pocket in the past 2 and 3 straight dubs after looking gross the first 2. You got both teams basically sitting at what I call a soccer pick'em, where both teams are plus 170 on the money line. The draw is at plus 250. So you can take either team on the pick or the draw, no bet at even money. Total sitting at over 2.75. You got nothing? Really, nothing. You can always drop your picks in here. The chat always wants picks.
Not touching that at all. I want no action whatsoever on that. It
always seems like United gets the fucking 11:30 slots every time because more often than not, I have to put Manchester United's name up in the ticker. Gross here. I don't know. I think Arsenal keeps rolling here, to be honest.
What's the number? So you think draw no bet?
I'm taking them on the draw no bet at minus 105. I'm putting my money behind Arsenal here to go into Old Trafford and pull out a result. If they draw, I get my money back. I don't have a big enough cojones to take the money line at plus 170. Just taking them. We took Leicester. I mean, they got the one goal that was the perfect through ball to ruin the plus 0.5 on the last one. They only beat Southampton 1-0. They're grinding out results. I like Arsenal. I'm glad we got AL Bullen on the side with us. He's got the cojones to rock with the money line.
I like it, man.
I think it goes under as well. I don't think we see a high-scoring affair here.
I agree with that one. Jesus.
All right. College football time. Real quickly here. If you tuned in to yesterday on Pay for Play, I dropped the LSU -3 at -110. You can run that back if you want to get some more of my analysis there. Currently, I think you have to shop to get the 3. It's still sitting out there at 3 and a hook. That's kind of gross. I waited to get the flat 3 yesterday. But Sosa, what are your thoughts on this one here? Because I don't trust Norvell and Florida State. This is the year I think they finally start turning around since his 3rd season there, finally getting his guys in. And I know Brian Kelly is playing games, not announcing the QB, but I just think there's a talent discrepancy here that you're alluding to earlier in the show.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, I think LSU is a much better team. I think Florida State defensively is stout. They're they have some really really good athletes on the defense. I just think that LSU is better here. I think that Brian Kelly is he's a great coach. He's always won games. He's also never really needed an elite quarterback to do it. The greatest thing about going to a school like LSU is that they're going to always be able to recruit athletes at the skill positions. It's just a matter of finding some level of balance at quarterback. The quarterback doesn't have to be great. He just doesn't have to lose you games because the defense is going to be good. You're going to have athletes in the back end. I think that this game is similar to what we saw with Notre Dame and Ohio State last night. I think that I think Florida State's defense keeps them in it.
Mm-hmm.
To some extent, but once you get to like the mid to late third quarter, those big dudes from LSU are just going to start wearing you down. I think that's how this one goes. I think Florida State keeps it close. You might be able to get some action on them first half to keep it close, but I think second half the talent just separates itself. That's what happens when you see SEC teams play out of their conference. That's what happens. That's what you see with elite teams. Once you get to the mid-third quarter, the trenches, that's where you start getting dominated, and that leads to you losing the game. It's how it is.
And the biggest part of this, Brian Kelly, he just loses to other SEC schools. He doesn't really lose to many other teams. As a favorite, I think he's like 40-1. But I know that's you can.
I tried to explain that.
You can throw out like all the shitty ones. So he's like 21 if you want to throw out all like the UMass and all the junk schools that Notre Dame had to play. But now that Kelly's there at LSU with that talent and what they're giving him there, sure, the offense might look a little shaky in the first half, but working in the new QB as well. But I just think LSU will roll. I think they get to about like 8 or 9 wins this season. So that's where I like them at the -3, -110.
LSU is my team that I believe could shock the world. I'm not going to say it yet because I know Sam is ready to hold me to it. Safety car is about to end, by the way. Race is restarting right now. Hamilton restarting.
My favorite. Get the tires warm.
They're restarting right now. Verstappen blew right past him on the restart. Jesus Christ. Right by him, too. They wasn't even close. God.
Damn.
God damn. See, man.
Yeah, look, you were talking to him. Lewis was talking about his tires were fucked. And literally, that's what happened. He was saying it while you're giving your analysis.
Like not even seconds, just blew right by him. And now he's just opening it up. It's over. He's going to win. And he'll get fastest lap by the end of the race. Fucking Red Bull, dog.
All right, let's wrap up today's show. MLS plays. Save that for the end because we all know you want to hear about the big stuff first before you get to the MLS. Make sure to give us that like, follow, sub. If you tapped in, if you're just tapping in with us, we started with the MLB. Then we got into the Premier League match that's yet to start between Arsenal and Man United. We're going to start off today in the MLSs. We're going to take Toronto money line +131 hosting Montreal. So you got your derby match there. You got all the Italians. Looks like they're going to be playing. If K is not in the lineup, that would suck, but I still think they pull it out. I'm taking Toronto FC on the money line at +131. Second play of the day, taking the over 3 in the Earthquakes Whitecaps game at +101. You can play the over 2.75 or 2.5 for juice. I'm just taking the over 3 at +101. The Whitecaps have been just allowing goals left and right. I think San Jose covers this on their own. What are you yelling about now? What's going on in the
second lap of the restart, fastest lap of the fucking race. I hate this dude, bro. I fucking hate this guy, dog. Like, and he didn't even just wait. He didn't wait like for a couple laps for the tires to warm up. He immediately went and got the fastest lap from Lewis. I'm not watching any more F1 rest of the year, dog. I'm not watching a single race after today. This is sickening.
Those are my only 2 MLS plays, so don't worry about that.
No,
you're all good. What about Ferrari leaving the fucking drill out on the thing and he fucking drove over it? That was the funniest shit ever.
I'm sad right now, bro.
How's Haas doing?
He just got the fastest lap again. Back to back. You knew it was gonna happen. He was so fast on the restart, dog. He's the safety car king. Something is in that engine that they're cheating with, bro. He's the safety car king, dog. They had a safety car 3 races ago. He was in 12th fucking place. In 3 laps, he went from 12th to 4th after the safety car. This is cheating. They're cheating, dog. They're fucking cheating.
Haas not going to be in the points. Disappointing week for Haas. What else? Anything else?
Disappointment in my face, man. I'm sick. I'm really, really sad right now.
Do we get a full MLB slate tomorrow?
I think it's a travel day. I think it's a short slate tomorrow. I think.
Yeah, it's like a normal Monday slate. But tomorrow we got Clemson versus Georgia Tech. As usual, we already talked about that yesterday on Pay for Play, so you can tap back into that channel on our YouTube if you want to hear analysis on that. We have a ticker rolling at the bottom, so you can just scroll right towards that at the end.
If you support Red Bull Racing, unfollow me. I don't want anybody who likes.
That's why you gotta drink the Celsius instead of Red Bull. Told you.
Bruh, I can't believe what I'm fucking watching, dog. George Russell just overtook Lewis for 2nd place. I'm turning this shit off, bro. I'm good.
I'm turning this shit off too. We out.